Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Field of Dreams on ACTN. I'm Steve David, and I'm your host. And with me is Narada Wilson, my co-host. Welcome to the set, Narada.
It's always a pleasure to be here, Steve. We're talking topic, another form of the football. So we have to hear what these guys have to say on their qualifying journey recently.
And we have two players from the beach soccer, or beach soccer they call it, right?
Correct.
Or beach football for Trinidadians, football. For the beach soccer that went to Mexico a month or so ago to compete. So we hear all about their stories, what happened with them. Let me first introduce Lemuel Lyons. Welcome to the set, Lemuel.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
You know you have a difficult name, right?
Yes.
Not difficult for you, but difficult for me. All right. So Lemuel, thanks for being here. And also we have Jabari Gray. Jabari, thank you for being here.
Thanks. It's a pleasure, man.
Jabari, you look familiar. Like you played like you were the goalkeeper on the South colleges last
Also team.
Field of Dreams
Presentation
session.
College, yeah.
See, I have good memory, man. All right. I want to thank you guys for being here, but let's talk about your experiences with the beach soccer and also the experience with this Mexico trip and all of that. And you can tell the viewers how you feel about everything. I just want you to open up and relax and be comfortable with what you got to say, right? So let's start. Who is Lemuel? Tell them a little bit about you. Who you went to St. Benedict's, I think, or somebody, or whoever. Give the viewers a little bit about Lemuel.
My name is Lemuel Lyons. I attended St. Benedict's College. I got a scholarship and I went to Howard University, where I graduated a Bachelor in Science in Sports Management and a minor in Economics. I played grass football most of my life. I played in Pro League a couple of years. What got me interested in beach football, there was a tournament in Virginia Beach, and they brought a team from Trinidad, and I lived in DC at the time, so I said, let me go across and try something, a different aspect of football. And I think what got me really interested is the acrobatic kicks, the bicycle kicks, the scissor kicks, and it's something that I want to challenge myself to do. After that, I came to a couple of competitions in Tobago, the Tobago Sports Tournament.
Correct.
Where we had a lot of very good world-class competition, I'd say. Some guys from Barcelona, some guys from Switzerland. There's a league in Switzerland as well. And we played against a couple of Brazilians. They came as a club team, but most of the guys, they are currently on Brazil's national team. So I think the experience and exposure was really good for us. The Mexico trip. The team did well based on the circumstances we faced. We didn't have a coach. Basically, we coached ourselves. The knowledge that we have gained from the previous coach, which is Benny Astorga. I think we passed on the knowledge to the younger players and just kind of sharpen up on what we have learned from him. And just the knowledge of the guys that played in Switzerland, in Italy, in tournaments in the US, in the beach football as like a Champions League. And I think we gathered all of the knowledge and we passed on to our teammates. And Jason Pilgrim, he's our physio. He helped us with our fitness and sharpen up in little departments we needed to sharpen up on.
Right. And Jabari, tell the viewers who is Jabari Gray and a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a goalkeeper, 19 years of age. I'm one of the youngest on the team. Mostly grass. I've been playing all my life. Only 2017, after watching the senior team play in the INECOM World Cup qualifiers, they had a under 18 team to go to Commonwealth Youth Games, and well, try out for that. Ended up being the captain, and we won silver in that tournament. So after that, found a love for the sport. So from then I always wanted to play. So when this opportunity came up to go to Mexico, I know I had to go at it. So we trained hard with no support from the FA, but that didn't stop us because we wanted and we had a goal. So when we went across to Mexico, the older players on the team, they encouraged us, me and the other two under 18 players, Juva Roberts and Nathaniel Brown. And we went out there and played together as one, leading ourselves. Also with the help of Stag, who actually came on board at the last minute to help us. Because about 2 days before we were supposed to leave, we didn't know if he was going. So that was heart-wrenching because we trained for about 2 months. To hear that 2 days before, it's just a struggle. But I think that the performance that we gave out there opened the eyes of a lot of people in Trinidad and Tobago as to what we can do in beach football.
Be honest with me, One question before I let Narada take over. One question. Which game you like better? Outdoor football, the grass football, or the beach soccer?
The beach soccer, because it's just the excitement. Music always playing. You hear soca playing while you're on the field. You know? So it's a kind of vibes, you could say.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the acrobatic as well. I'm a goalkeeper, but I could score as well. So it's an added incentive to go out there and play hard. And the challenge of playing in the sand is just much better.
So the music is not distracting?
No.
It actually helps. When soca comes on while we playing, you get a different kind of energy to play.
Yeah.
I think
Which you like better?
now beach football.
No.
No, yes.
Okay. And why?
I guess there's a different vibe. I mean, I'm getting to try bicycles all game. Why not? At the grass level, I mean, you can try it, but
Like,
can't really do that like any midfield.
Yeah, but you had to
Pop onto a bike.
You have to scoop up everything to all this kind of crazy stuff. It's not.
So that's what I think it tests me to, if you're not skillful in football, you can't play beach football,
I got you.
right? So that was really a plus for me.
Okay.
And Mexico, the music, it always brings a vibe. They play drums, not knowing that in Trinidad we have a lot of drums, and so it brought us a vibe. Our first tournament we entered, we won. I think we're the last team that beat Mexico in any sport in Trinidad and Tobago. And the first time we played Mexico, they basically trashed us. That was our first experience, first ever tournament, first ever national tournament. And over the years, we've been progressing in a positive way. And that tournament, the Lucayan Cup, they started to play soccer. We were down. And I think the team just caught a vibe and we won 5-4. First ever time beating Mexico is our first international medal. And I think it opened a lot of eyes to us of what we could do. But again, the support is not there. As you said before, we're training and not knowing that if we're going to make it to the tournament. But I think there was a positive vibe in the camp. That guys, even though you have a coach, that is not going to stop us from training hard or working to reach our goal. Stag came on board and they really did it for us.
Since Narada is closer to you guys' age, I would let him take over and lead us down this path.
Well, I think based on what they're saying, their introduction to the beach soccer, what has been phenomenal for them is that, for example, Lemuel was using the example of the Virginia Cup, which is one of the biggest beach football tournaments. So he would have seen, a crazy atmosphere there. And then having the experience in Tobago of some of the top class teams you could think about in European football coming to Tobago to play in this different variation of the football game. I think it's an excellent exposure because you have Jabari Gray, who's a young player, playing at what would now be the next, trying to go up the ladder, but then being exposed to something like the Commonwealth Games and winning a medal. I think any player that enters any sport in that type of atmosphere with that type of competition and having that type of success, would always be triggered to go in that direction. What I would ask, my question would be, do you think that the sport is growing every year, or is it that the sport is not growing as it should? Because from what I have seen, every 2 years, we reach this point where there's a qualifiers, and then we get some stimulation, and then after the qualifiers, things kind of die out for the next couple of years until the next cycle comes back. Do you think that is what is affecting the sport, or is it just a case of Trinidad is not necessarily a beach soccer nation?
No, I think, as you said, first, that's what affecting the sport. We are progressing every 2 years, but it's like after the qualifiers, there's nothing, we get invited to tournaments, and then they can't fund us to get there. Fortunately, this year, we've got invited to the World Beach Game qualifiers. That's in El Salvador in August. And based on our performance in the World Cup qualifier, China invited us to come in September.
Okay.
So things are looking positive, but again, it all boils down to funding. I think since we've started, we've been progressing at a really high rate. The guys have gotten contracts in Italy, Switzerland, you name it. I think they went out there and they represented really well.
Yeah.
But I think we have to invest. You can't not invest in something and expect the greatest from an athlete. And this goes for every sport in Trinidad.
You looking forward to a contract?
Yeah, hopefully, because I believe,
Is that your goal? Is that the aim to be contracted somewhere?
yeah.
My goal is to qualify for the World Cup.
Right.
Qualify for the World Cup, get to the World Cup and represent Trinidad.
I think Trinidad has enough talent because without a coach coaching ourselves out there and leading Mexico in that quarterfinal for almost a whole period, it was something within ourselves that, yeah, we actually could do this if we had the proper support and the proper infrastructure to go forward. Because the players are ready and willing to go, but it's just nobody's giving us the pathway to go forward.
Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, let's talk about how you can get that gate open for you guys to make things happen. We'll be right back.
So come and look at the heart everyone gives without knowing anything. Just being there out on the sand, how we enjoy it, and how we play and how we train as a team and hard together without any person overseeing us like a coach or anything. And I'm sure that would touch anyone's heart.
We, from those encounters together, and this was a North-South game to open the season.
So the team might be playing well, as we always say with Trinidad and Tobago.
Futsal did that great for me.
Okay, hey everybody. Welcome to another edition of Field of Dreams on ACTN. My name is Steve David. I'm your host. Okay, welcome back, viewers. So guys, if somebody out there was listening who have money, can help, what do you think you guys need to, or maybe not money, what do you guys think you guys need to move forward to make this work for you?
I don't think we could put any specific thing on board right now. I would just encourage anyone to come and look at that training session, to come and look at the heart everyone gives without knowing anything. Just being there out on the sand, how we enjoy it, and how we play and how we train as a team and hard together without any person overseeing us like a coach or anything. And I'm sure that would touch anyone's heart to help us. You know?
Where you guys train?
At Bolan, there's a...
At the Boulder?
Presently,
sign
at
up
the
field?
at the Home of Football, part of the project was for a beach football field to be constructed. Because for some years before, they were dividing the field at Safe Park in Chaguanas with the national beach volleyball team. But at the Home of Football, there's a facility that I think probably right before you guys
Yes.
were going, they had the fortunate pleasure of training at that
with
facility.
the sand and everything.
Yes.
With the sound.
Thank you so much.
it is-
for that.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
part of the project, so they have a field there.
It's not a game size field, but it's I guess it's a start.
Right.
So we really appreciate that. We just need support in terms of. I mean, yes, everything is financial, just for us to get there and get to the tournaments. As a national team, we don't get any stipends or whatever is the case. I think as a representing your country, as a youth growing up, it's like you want to represent your country first. And then after, they will compensate you for something. Because I think it's something you could bring the youths of Trinidad and Tobago to stay positive and stop them from trying to, get into something negative.
And the love for the sport.
And the love for the sport.
Right.
But it's like if you training hard, you make a national team and there's absolutely nothing to gain from it. It's difficult. So I think they need to sort that side of each sport out. I think we are the first team, I'm not sure about this, to go to a tournament without a coach. We coach ourselves. We have a player coach, Ryan Augustine, he's the captain. And we studied every team, we made plans, we gave everybody roles and function. And we had respect for each other. It doesn't matter, even though he's one of the youngest guys on the team.
Right.
He's just started, we treat everybody as a man on the team. You have your role, your responsibility, and try and execute it to the best of your abilities. I think that brought us to this close to qualifying. I think if we had a coach, because some of the mistakes we made, it would have been second nature to us. If we had a coach telling us, this, we have to do X, Y, and Z. But just that fact that we didn't have a coach we were at a disadvantage. I think the guys who went out there and they did really well. And sky's the limit for a team without a coach this close to beating the home team, Mexico. You could have heard a pin drop in the stadium when Trinidad was up 3-2
Right.
with 5 minutes to go.
I think one of the things for the viewers just to know is that this team has had, the core members of the team have been together for quite some time. I think you all functioned. The first time I had interaction with the team, they functioned under a Brazilian coach who had won maybe 4 or 5 titles of Brazil's beach soccer at the World Cup level. Then they had the US coach, right, who again, his success trained under the Brazilian and had success there as well. So these guys have been exposed to a lot of high-level coaching as well as competition, because a lot of them have even been involved as well, have played in Brazil, have played in Switzerland, have gotten contracts all over. And for Jabari, I'd like to say that one of the positives with the beach soccer is because the tournaments are usually pretty short. These guys get 2-3 month contracts in different countries across the world. So it's a nice exposure where you could go to Russia for 3 months, then you hear they go Italy, then Spain. Lemuel is in the US playing with some teams there, and they're constantly moving. And there is a nice way that you could make a living on the football circuit, looking at the beach football as something. Do you think with fans or persons in Trinidad or supporters knowing more about beach football and the livelihood that it could provide for young footballers, it is a feasible avenue for footballers to look at? Or you think it would be something that would stimulate more persons to support the team if they knew that there is a circuit that you could function on and there's a blueprint for success in beach football?
Yeah, I think it's definitely feasible to just, I guess, as you said before, skip from league to league. You could make a living out of that. I think the exposure that Stag gave us while we were across there, they had a Q&A segment, and so people learning the rules of the sport, and they getting to know the players. So I guess they have a better understanding of different compartments of the team that brings us together.
Yeah, and I believe that if we get a tournament or persons are able to look at games of beach soccer in Trinidad and Tobago live, they will fall in love with the sport immediately, because it's something that any Trinidadian will enjoy. Because from the stands, it's almost like a party in the stands as well. and on the field as well, just entertainment.
So where do you guys practice, and who conduct your practices?
We practice in the home of football, the beach facility. Depend on who's present, more the senior guys, we run the session, or the trainer / physio, he'd run the session.
And how many days a week you practice?
Leading up to the qualifiers, we practice 5 to 6 days of the week.
So now that there's nothing to do, there's nothing you're preparing for, do you practice at all?
Well, currently I'm keeping myself in shape. We're going to start back to train because as we have a beach game qualifier in El Salvador in August.
In August.
And hopefully we get to go to the
China.
for the tournament. So we have to keep ourselves in
Fit.
shape and ready to go.
And that means running on the sand, or you guys run on regular surfaces, or you
Sand.
do a lot of running in the heavy sand?
Yeah,
Nothing to
100%
compare to sand.
on the sand we do the running.
On the sand?
Yeah.
100%. So, because that is not as easy as running on the grass or the dirt, right?
It's not as easy now.
For Jabari, in terms of the comparison of playing at the Commonwealth Youth Games and then playing at the qualifiers, obviously it's a grade above. What did you think of the level of the competition for yourself in terms of the exposure, how you think you performed in comparison, as well as what you thought of the level of the competition with the teams?
Well, on my performance, I thought I did all right. There's a few points in my game that I could improve on for the next time going forward. But from the Commonwealth Games to the World Cup qualifiers, totally different, you know. Technique, speed, composure, totally different. These international players live this sport, and to see those players go out on the field and what they could do with a ball and sand is just mind-blowing at points. Commonwealth Games, it was more just us going out there for the first time, learning and trying to get a victory. With this is more representing the country and trying to get a goal of a World Cup with a style and a brand. Yeah.
And Lemuel, what would you say of the transition? Because you've been around the team almost since inception. Because there's always a core group of players who've been there for a very long time. And every now and then, you'll have to add in a couple of the younger ones, may lose some of the older ones. Do you think the younger ones that are coming into the team, is it more difficult to get them into understanding the beach football? Or do you think the gap between the more senior players and the younger ones is very wide? Or you think that you are able to close the gap quickly?
I think the younger ones, they could close the gap quickly. The Commonwealth Games was just an introductory for them. They are open to criticism, and they take it really well. They grasp everything that we're telling them. Some of the guys, they put in the extra practices. So you can see their interest in the sport is at a very high. As I said, Jabari for me was my player of the game in that Mexico game. Basically, our goalkeeper got injured, Zane Coker, and Jabari came on and we just threw him into the fire. You know, and he made some really magnificent saves, and his game for me, coming into a Mexico game, Mexico are currently ranked 14th in the world. Right? And his performance was exceptional for me. I mean, yes, there's stuff everybody could work on, but the gap, they could close it really well once they stick to it.
What do you guys work on in practice? That like in outdoor football, we work on set plays, or we work going on the ball and knocking it back. What do you work on? What is your practices like?
So in practice, there's a lot of juggling involved. A lot of juggling, a lot of
skill work,
and there's a lot of set plays as well in beach football. So see, in basketball, you could pick a player. You could pick a player also in beach football. So the corner kicks, the free kicks, all those things are set plays that you can take full advantage of. Bicycle kicks, you have to work on bicycle kicks.
It's a
Because
protected art in the sport.
it's a protected art in the sport, as he said. Once I flick up the ball, the guy cannot bump into me. He has to let me bike. All he can do is jump straight up.
Yeah, okay.
So the sport, I think, encourages a lot of acrobatic
Right.
plays.
And that would be dangerous to the player as well if he comes forward.
Yes,
if
I
you
can
go
hit
into
myself.
bicycle.
Yeah.
He can't do it. He just has to go straight up.
Yeah.
So that's all to protect the player.
The fitness level, a lot of fitness work, because my first time playing, I was fit on grass football, and I went to the sand thinking that I'm fit on for 90 minutes, why not? And in 3 minutes, I was gasping for breath. So the fitness is something different.
So I'm going to take a break now, but when I come back, I want you to tell me about what kind of fitness exercise you guys need, whether it's shuttle runs or whatever in the sand. I don't know. You help me out with that. Viewers, we'll be right back after the short break.
Tied Costa Rica, 1-1, like about a minute ago. And a guy flicked up a ball and he did a bicycle. I was defending him and he scored on me and we lost the game 2-1. That was really painful for me. Just the fact that we had a
We, from those encounters together, and this was a North-South game to open the season.
So the team might be playing well, as we always say with Trinidad and Tobago.
Futsal did that great for me.
Okay, hey everybody. Welcome to another edition of Field of Dreams and ACTN. My name is Steve David. I'm your host. Okay, welcome back, viewers. Lemuel and Jabrawi. Like before the break, I was saying, what is your fitness regime look like?
So we do a lot of agility work, and we do a test called the yo-yo test.
Yeah.
And our trainer, Jason Pilgrim, he gave us that test to get us match ready for the tournament.
So explain what that's like.
So the yo-yo test is basically, was it 20
Yeah, running 20 meters.
meters forward and back? That's one.
That's one.
Then you hear a beep. So every time you go 20 yards and back, you hear a
That's
beep.
one.
That's one.
Need to make.
And you do how many?
We
20.
made it
25 was the benchmark before we left Mexico. 25
Within a
was the
time
benchmark.
frame?
No, how much times you run it? 25 times. So
In-
you run 20, that's one.
so
20,
40 meters, then you hear a beep. Go another 40 meters, you hear a beep. But
Yeah.
every time you go, the beep becomes faster.
Faster and faster.
Okay, so the beep comes what, every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, minute? Every minute or
Less,
something?
but it just every time you make one, the next time is faster.
Oh, so it
Little beep
Test
test, yeah.
endurance.
Our benchmark was 25.
Yeah.
you wear that thing vest that to monitor your heart rate and all that kind of
No,
stuff?
I don't think we have the finances for
Yeah.
For that?
for that yet.
Well, make appeal for that. Somebody has to sponsor you guys with that. Wouldn't you like that?
yes, that
Yeah.
will be very helpful for us in terms
But
of
we will
fitness.
take about 2 bags of balls first and probably some cones before that.
Okay, let's talk about the balls. The balls are different.
Yes.
Okay, what was the difference in the regular ball and that ball?
I think the ball has a lot more cushion. So because you have to head the ball a lot, you have to kick the ball a lot. And since you're barefooted, when sand gets on your foot and you strike a ball, it's going to sting. So I guess they make it a little bit more comfortable where the players can hit the ball a lot in terms of that.
You know, you would not believe this, but growing up playing school football, elementary school, barefoot, and I never used to feel it, but now I can't even run in the sand.
Yeah.
But you're right about how the sand and thing. You ever played sand, football like that?
Yeah, I been in Brazil for some time, so I had the fortunate pleasure of playing it, and I must say, the same experience Lemuel had, and even for artificial turf football as well. I think the game is so much faster,
Yeah.
even in not looking as fast, and even with less running to have to cover, ground to cover, but it's just the amount of work that you have to do tactically and technically. It just it really puts 4 minutes, 5 minutes. You feel like you've run nearly 20 minutes on the grass, football actively. And as he said, I dislike it. But what I dislike about it is I don't like the sound on my foot stinging, kicking a ball. I think those guys, I see them bandage up sometime. Maybe I could do it with the bandages, but I must applaud them because it's really a lot more grit that you have to have in beach football. But to touch on the fitness, because I know Steve is very big on fitness. Over the years, I've known the beach soccer team. They've worked with 2 physios or so. I think Ober Galston and Jason, who are some of the leading guys when it comes to fitness in the Caribbean, and by any extension, at the highest level, from West Indies to CPL to a lot of other sporting organizations. So it almost is as though the time when that is elapsing, when nothing is happening, they really do have the best of the best in the country to kind of put them to have the success that they've been having over the every 2-3 years that the tournaments pop up. For Lemuel, I'd like to ask, I don't be the first tournament qualifiers might have been in 2013.
Yeah.
Checking the times that you've played, what would you say has been that moment where we probably had everything right, we were right there? Because if I'm not mistaken, I remember somewhere around 2015, or I don't know if the one closer to 17, there was one that we were very, very close, and it was the whole country on board, But you saw the progression happening every qualifiers. Which would you have think would have been the best?
No, I don't know,
15? 15 in El Salvador. You tied Costa Rica 1-1 with about a minute to go. And a guy flicked up a ball and he did a bicycle. I was defending him and he scored on me and we lost the game 2-1. That was really painful for me. Just the fact that we had a minute to go and I made a mistake. I defended wrong. And that cost us a trip to the World Cup. I don't know how the game would have played out if the guy didn't score. But I think that was our best year we had in terms of preparation, everything to qualify. Sometimes we have the best preparation and we don't get the outcome that we have. This year, we had our worst preparation and we had a really good chance of advancing. Because the 2 teams that beat us in the qualifier, Panama and Mexico. Panama qualified for the 2017 World Cup. Mexico qualified for the 2019 World Cup. So we lost to basically 2 powerhouses for a team who doesn't have a coach.
Let me ask you a question, though. There's no offside in this game, right?
No offside.
Okay, so why don't you guys run somebody on the byline with the goalkeeper more? Because I look at the game, and I'm saying if I play in this game, I'm going behind the defense and run on either side of the goal for somebody to play it into me so I can play to somebody coming on it.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that more?
We do it a lot, but you see, it's 5-on-5 for a goalkeeper, right?
Right.
The advantages, I think Trinidad has, all goalkeepers are really good on their feet. So when the 4 players mark each other, the goalkeeper could step forward and take a shot. If the opponent decides to mark off the goalkeeper, we can advance the ball to the guy in the wing. So we have an advantage of 1 player.
Right.
Most teams do that. The objective is basically to try and tire out, get one guy really tired, then we go forward. So there's a lot of simple tactics that we used. We have sometimes that on corners, we may leave a guy just by the other team's goalkeeper because we know they're going to advance everybody. So we have to defend well, get the ball in our goalkeeper's hand, and let them throw down to our pivot player, we call it, which is most timely showtime.
So I'm your coach. Let's talk tactics. I'm your coach. Or if I was a player, I would say, I can defend 4 players with 3 people. I'm zoning. You have the ball out there, you take the shot, I expect my goalkeeper to save it. So I'm just kind of zoning. So somebody with the ball, their goalkeeper would be free, and with somebody else with the ball, I know I leave 3 guys back. So I have one of my guys with the goalkeeper, let's say. So they can't play it back to the goalkeeper. So from the time I win it, now I can play it up to that guy on either side of the goal, and he can score or try to get people coming on. That would be my tactics to do it. What do you think? You guys ever? What is your set plays in the regards to what I just talked about?
Zoning is very difficult in beach football because you're not trying to get a guy to be shooting on goal because sand, we playing in sand and the sand is very unpredictable. So it can bounce this way and end up here. So you're not trying to get the team to have a lot of shooting on goalkeeper. Goalkeepers diving in sand is very tiring on the body. I'm sure he could tell you that based on other shooting exercises we have in practice.
Yeah. And based on having the player moving around in front of the goalkeeper, when the next team has the ball deeper in their half and the player moves deeper in my box, that more or less frees up somebody for my team to go and defend as well, because I now play as a defender. So I will stick on the pivot for the next team. So it's not really that he's moving free on top. And moving across that box, that 9-yard box, is very tough on a pivot. So whatever plays that the team has, he will move according to that play, not just moving around, because mostly they play for 3-4 minutes at a time. Yeah. If you keep moving straight across that box for a minute, you can't play the next two.
That's how much I know, right? You can tell I haven't played that game. I'm thinking regular soccer, right? Yeah. But and that's the whole point. It looks like them guys could move a little bit, but you really can't because it's too demanding on the ball.
It's very demanding.
Yeah. Because of the dead sand.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, and I also think, as Lemuel alluded to, I think the unpredictability of the ball is not ideal for you to be constantly moving because it's not like in grass football where we could run onto the ball and get it and go in the direction. That ball is probably going to stick or actually bounce and go the other way. So it's really, you have to have a lot more set stationary plays than, than the constant roving.
Mostly have planned. Because in Mexico, we didn't really have any set of concrete plays to go with. We just set up plan to go and use our knowledge to play. And I think that made us different from the other teams. They would have set plays that this one go there, that person go there, trade there, and he play back there. We go as to how the game went. And I think that helped us against the big teams like Panama and Mexico for the while that we actually held them, because both teams beat us by 1 goal. And
1 goal in beach football in beach soccer is nothing because the outcome could usually be pretty high.
3 goals could score in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's one player, what's his name? Our star player, so-called star player, what's his name?
Showtime.
Kevin Woodley.
What makes Showtime so good? Or what makes him special? His skill? Does he have more skill than you?
Showtime is very...
He score more goals?
He's a goal scorer. He's extremely skillful. And he's unorthodox, I think.
He what?
He's unorthodox.
Meaning?
Showtime the stuff Showtime is doing on grass, he would do it on his sand. I think that brings an extra element in the game. I mean, you have to have fun with everything you do. Right. I think our team, we are serious at all times and we're trying to win, but we also have fun. That's the element you have to... Right. If you're not having fun, something you're doing it, to me, it doesn't make sense to do it.
Right.
But Showtime is... Words can't express the things Showtime would do.
Let's take a break. When you come back, I want you to tell me some of the things Showtime will do.
Okay.
Viewers will be right back after this break to hear what Showtime will do.
A man was coming at him, and the ball was coming to him, and the man was coming from this side. And he just take a touch, put it on his neck, and turn. And the man ran past him, and he just put it down and kept going again. So he's very unpredictable as to what he's going to do. Not only...
We, from those encounters together, and this was a North-South game to open the season.
So the team might be playing well, as we always say with Trinidad and Tobago.
Futsal did a great for me.
Okay, hey everybody. Welcome to another edition of Field of Dreams on ACTN. My name is Steve David. I'm your host. Okay, welcome back, viewers. Yeah, guys, tell me some of the stuff that Showtime does that is just so awesome.
I remember one incident. We were in Tobago Sports Tournament. And I think we were up by maybe like one goal, one or two goals. Goalkeeper threw the ball to Showtime and he controlled the ball. And he went like he was going to take a shot and he scored the ball and he catches it at the back of his neck. The defender just froze. So Showtime started to run forward with the ball on his neck. The defender started back up, the goalkeeper started to come forward. They were both in shock. Showtime just make 2 steps backward, flicked it up, and just passed it in a goal. As soon as I saw that goal, I was like, this is goal of the tournament. And so said, he got goal of the tournament.
Right.
When we played against Barcelona is a very skillful team. They came with Bruno Xavier as Brazil's captain. Laurent Gomez. He's plays for Spain. Also got Player of the Year twice for beach football in the world. And those guys couldn't mark Showtime. So stuff that he does in practice, and he does it in grass football, he does it in beach football. He just has a vibe and style and knack for those type of things.
What would you, Gerard?
Yeah, the same thing actually.
Same.
You know, even in the training sessions you could see. Because I remember when he warm up to one of those games, we were playing a kind of scrimmage, and a man was coming at him, and the ball was coming to him, and the man was coming from this side, and he just take a touch, put it on his neck, and turn, and the man ran past him, and he just put it down and kept going again. So he's very unpredictable as to what he's going to do. Not only with his skill, but with his shooting as well. Because sometimes you think you're just going to pass it down in the corner and you put it on the next side. Sometimes you go up far back, think he's going to hit it with power and just put it in the corner again. So he's so unpredictable to persons out there. Just don't know how to deal with him.
From what something that I wanted to allude to for the guys to know is that one of the things the former Brazilian coach that was with the beach soccer team had said to me at the time, what he loved about the Trinidad project, at least with the beach soccer, is that, just as Lemuel alluded to, the players are very unorthodox because it's not the natural style of play that beach soccer has been traditionally known for. Because we were relatively new. So the guys are coming with their grass football, street football kind of style mixed with the Trinidad type of football, and then the biotype of the player. Beach football is usually one. If we're going on, age, it's usually the older, more mature players were using it as another form of football to continue. But we were finding very young players, and then the biotype in the sense that traditionally the Spanish, the Central American players are shorter, smaller players with lower center of gravity that, mobile. We are getting guys 6 feet, 5 feet 10 and up, 6'3".
Right.
Athletic, agile, skillful, playing beach football, which is not normal. So he was always saying that Trinidad was something special because what it would have done is shock the norm of beach soccer. And I think, guys like Lemuel, with the Statue and Showtime and these guys, when they're up front, it really is a lot to deal with for the average beach soccer player across Europe and in South and Central America.
So you find it easier for you, Lemuel, to handle these when they stand behind you, they can't even see what's in front of them?
I mean, I've had advantage sometimes, but I think most of the referees are from Central and South America, right? And I think just based on how we speak, they think everything is aggressive, or that's just how we speak. So I might, Jabari, I might yell at Jabari just,
Just
I
yelling,
need the
yeah,
ball,
it's
you know?
normal. Yes.
and they might find it like, okay, he's getting aggressive, and they might cut us for that. So I think they have this stigma that, the Trinidad team is, they always aggressive, but that is not the case, And as you said before, we have a lot of big guys, we're athletic, skillful. So it's a shock to deal with. I remember our first qualifier, Makan Hislop. Makan is about 6'3", 6'4". And every time Makan control the ball, he's put his hands to shield. Those other guys, El Salvadorians, Mexicans, they're short, so by the time he raises his hands up, their face is close to his hands, so it's like, referee's elbowing me, and So that's some of the disadvantages we face of being a much bigger team. I think, as he said, size is different, and it's very shocking to a lot of the beach football players around the world.
So you think we have potential to go as far as what?
Qualifying for the World Cup. I have that confidence in the team and the Beach Football Association. We just need a backing.
We need help. We need a
Help.
sponsor.
Yes.
We need somebody to put the dollars behind us to make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we flew the flag very high.
Yeah.
We made our sponsor Stag be represented. The country, they knew a lot more about beach football and the type of players and everything about us.
How many players we have right now that represent
The pool of
practice,
players,
who practice the pool of our pool?
our pool is
25?
25 to 30?
players,
Yeah, and we don't have a league though, right? You don't.
No.
we don't have a league.
So it's been wise for us to get a league.
It is
in
very
soccer.
wise for us to get a league.
But where we playing? Away. Because
But-
where we train is not an official size field.
Yeah.
It's small by about 3 to 4 feet
Okay, so we
in
need
length and width.
we need somebody to
somewhere.
build us a field
Because
for a league with players.
Yep.
Yep.
Because the only place more or less is Turtle Beach and Tobago.
Tobago.
And you can't get persons to go over there every weekend to play,
And then to put a physical infrastructure
Yeah.
Yeah.
to leave there would be tough. So what they've been doing is playing at a variety of tournaments to make up for a sort of league setting. I actually thought the facility that was being built would have been an official
Big enough,
size, you know. I didn't actually know it wasn't, like at this point in time. But it is a physical structure. I've seen tournaments happen at the other venue facility that you all were playing at. So if that needs to be the case, it is always a disadvantage. We face it even in futsal, where the guys, there's no official futsal-sized field in Trinidad. We've been using all these smaller fields. So then when you go out there and you realize you have an extra few feet to be running, I think that is always tough. But what would be interesting is if some of the sponsors taking, a lead from Stag to come on board and really look at having a small league. Beach football, you could have maybe 5 teams just circulating,
Yep.
constantly playing. It doesn't have to be 20, 25 teams. I think that would be something that would benefit you guys, especially as the qualifiers are so rapid. It's not too long, far apart. You all will probably have one in the next few years easily, in 2 years or so.
But think about this, because you guys like the fun. We have a league, a Friday night or Saturday with music, all the vibes going. That's something that would,
Trinidad has the perfect culture for beach football.
Exactly.
yes, for our culture,
If you have a cooler event,
right?
2 days.
music has to play during the game. Every third they have like dancers, just
Yeah, cheerleaders and stuff.
so I think that's going to fit into the Trinidad culture very, very well.
So, yeah, what I want you to do. Either one of you guys, make a plea to somebody to come on board with you to support that venture. Maybe somebody might be looking who has, tell them what it would mean to you guys and stuff.
As I said before, I do have to to come forward and say, yes, we need you to come and give us this amount of money, this amount of balls, this amount of this cones or whatever. We just need you to come and look at us. Because I think that anyone that sees this team play is going to love the sport and us and love to be around us because it's a family, you know? No matter if you're new or not, the vibe around the team is going to bring persons. So I just ask that you just give us a week of your time, just come and look at 2-3 training sessions and see that, yeah, this is something that is great going forward for anyone in Trinidad and Tobago.
Me, I'd like to make my play financially because we need to travel, we need tournaments, we need practice games. We went to a tournament and we have a practice game, we played among ourselves. As Dorado said, it's difficult playing on a smaller field. When you get out there, it's more running you have to do. You have to improvise quickly, right? And we shouldn't, as players, have to worry about, okay, guys, are we going to get to this tournament? Our problem should be on the field. And everything else should be put into place. If our guys are working really hard, over the years, we've made a lot of sacrifices. I've left the U.S., I came down to Trinidad, not getting paid, I'm not getting anything. But I saw what could happen there, and I took the initiative to, let me have to sacrifice for what you want in life. So guys, we just need financial backing, not only financially, but support from everybody, you know?
You live here or you live in the U.S. though?
I currently reside in Trinidad.
In Trinidad. Closing remarks?
For me, it's something that I bought into a few years ago, and I will continue to support in the capacity that I could, with representing the players, getting them abroad, and then little tournament help and stuff. And I think it's something that has a place in our sporting culture, just as they said. It's rooted for us. It's manufactured for us, and hope they could get some of the more sponsors on board to help them, so that they could continue this. Because I don't want to just be at the qualifiers. Before the qualifiers, these guys need to be outside. If we don't have the market here, they need to all be outside playing in leagues. And then when the qualifiers come around, get together and then do what they have to do.
Guys, continued success. I wish you guys the best, and I thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
As well. Thank you for being here.
Pleasure.
ACTN, thank you for giving us the opportunity. Viewers, go see those guys and try to support. They need as much support as they can. We do have a Facebook page. You can drop us a line. You can check us out, and we have an email address where you can drop us a line. fieldofdreamtd@gmail.com. We also have a summer outdoor football camp for Field of Dreams youths, August 5th at Mahaica over Point Fordman. The show is ended. Go in peace. My name is Steve David. Good night.